So notice here I'm logged into my Office 365 account, and I have files located on my Skydrive tab. So there's my Skydrive Pro tab, and here are my documents. To share a document, all I have to do is locate the file itself, click on the ellipse here, which is the open menu link, and at this time I'm going to go ahead and click on Share. Now the trick to this is, now there is a require sign-in, but then there's also show options. You see where it says send an email invitation? We're going to deselect that. And what that's going to do for us is going to allow us to enter the names of anyone who's in our Office 365 system and be able to send or share the document with them. So I'm going to go ahead and put in a colleague's name. Okay, and it's looking for the name of my colleague. I'm going to go ahead and select it. And again, if you want someone else to be able to share it, put in their name. And I'm going to put in their full name. And their name comes down in the search results. That's great. Over here on the box, you want to be able to say, can they edit it? Can they view it? All right. So at this time, I'm going to go ahead and share it with them. Now that we know how to share a document, let's go ahead and do the same thing, but this time with a folder. So here's my sample folder, and I'm going to choose the ellipse, and from here I'm going to choose Share. Once again, I'm going to take a look and show my options, and I'm not going to send that email invitation. I'm going to decide, do I want them to can edit it or can view it? I'm going to go ahead and let them edit. I'm going to locate the person's name that you want to share it with, and then I'm going to choose Share. So this folder that before had the lock now has the two people showing, which means that it's sharing. The reason a shared folder is important is because if you've shared this folder and you have a file that's not shared, see there's the lock, it's only shared with me, I can take this file, place it into that folder, and let's take a look and see what happens to it. So it's in the folder now. Take a look, Sharon's assignment, it is now shared. So the really cool thing is if you're doing a group project or working with a group of teachers or a group of students, you could create a shared folder with those students, and any documents you place in there or they place in there will be shared with the entire group. So once again, let's go back to our documents. We were working in the sample folder that's shared, and now if we open it, we can see that all of the items in there are shared as well. To check and see what items are actually shared with you by other people, what you do is over here in the left-hand column, you're going to click on Shared with Me. And you're going to notice that a document or a folder of documents would be listed here, and you know that those are the ones shared with you. Now, if you are the one who shared the documents with someone, it's just going to stay in your My Documents location, and it's going to say Sharing here under the Sharing column. Now, when you're sharing with someone and you click into a document, the really cool thing, after you click Edit Document in Web App, you can actually be typing at the same time. So I want you to notice that here I'm looking at a shared document, and our project that we're working on, Sharon, Gary, and I, we're working on observations of a plant. And so right now you notice, you can see Sharon typing right there, and a little flag is following her, and she's the green flag. Now mine is here, and I'm the center row, and so I could also start typing that I'm adding some observations in at this point as well. And do you see how we're actually typing at the same time in real time? And the neat thing about this is, of course, you can see at any point where the person's typing so that you won't actually type on top of what they're doing. Notice up here in the top right corner, student 2, that's the person who shared it with me, Sharon, is also editing. So it's going to tell you who's actually in the document as well. So a great way to collaborate, to share, and just an easy way to not have to be in the same location, but be able to collaborate. So I'm going to go back to our training folder. And I just want to briefly say that from our documents, the important part is if the folder is shared with a certain group of people, any document you put into that folder will be shared with them also. You don't have to keep going through that process of setting it up to share with them. Share the folder first and then add those documents. But you can also share individual files.